Welcome everybody. In today's video we've got an iPhone XS with a supposedly broken screen, and we have just showed you what you will need in order to replace it. If you haven't seen it, you'll have to rewind a bit, but that's okay. Now, first of all, what we are going to do is we will try and clean the device. You can see here it's an iPhone XS. It is in rose gold. Yeah, very nice device, nice finish. But again, the screen probably supposedly isn't working, and we will have to figure out if that is what is broken on this device. Now, trying to power it on here doesn't work, so we get a cable to plug it in, and as you might hear, we hear the sound. It is charging, however, we are not getting any visual clue that it actually is. So we are first going to screw the two pentalobe screws out of the device here on the bottom at the lightning port, and then we will heat up the device using our blow dryer, which is very loud. I hope you can still hear me over it. Now we are just going to roughly try to heat up the edges and all of this adhesive that's holding the screen in place, and that is making the device ultimately waterproof. It is IP67 water rated or water resistance rated, meaning it can survive, I think, 2 meters for up to 30 minutes. Now we've got our handy thing that can pull off the display, and we are trying to get under it. Now it is already opened. We open it to the right side as not to damage any of the connectors which are here inside of the device. We are now unscrewing all of the screws holding in place the connectors, which we will obviously disconnect, because we have to use the Face ID and the front-facing camera and the proximity sensor, which are on the original display, or on the display which is currently on the device, and we will have to put them onto the other display, to the new display here. And we're just very carefully now trying to get it off. As you can see, we're even using a flashlight here because it is quite dark in there. Now, once we've got the screen off, we can now see we're trying to get away or scrub away basically this residual adhesive that is still left on the frame here, because we're going to apply some new adhesive later on. Now we are unscrewing all of this front facing stuff here from the old display. As you can see, just be careful with it because it is very fragile. Now we are putting it onto the new one. Just be careful to use the right screws in the right places here. And now once we have connected all of that, which will be done in just a second or two here, as you can see, we have very fast hands. Now we can now try to put power to the display, and now we will just see will it work. But before that, we will apply the new adhesive, which I knew we were going to do beforehand. Now just put this in here and then just peel it off nicely. Now you can see this is a bit of you do have to have a bit of a sleight of hand to do this. However, if you've done it once or twice, it will be no problem at all. As you can see, we have these nice guidelines here with this blue plastic. Now we plug in the connector to see if the display works, and it actually does. So this tells us that actually the display was at fault here and it didn't work before. So now that we have got the new display on the device, we can now simply plug in all of the other connectors, because there are 3 or 4 in total. And then what we are going to do is screw everything back in place, and after that we will still screw everything in. But once we've done that, we will put the display back on here, clip everything in place, and here screw the 2 pentalobe screws back inside of the device, and now it should be as good as new. Now just clean it once again and power it up. It seems like it's working. Camera works, flashlight works. So we've done a great job. Thank you very much for watching. If you try to do it yourself, leave a like and see you in the next one. Now we